Hey everybody, Chris here. In this video, I'm going to be giving my price prediction for Dogecoin for the month of May. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. And we have had a continuation of a larger correction that continues to test our resolve on the price of Dogecoin, following, of course, Bitcoin, ETH, and other cryptocurrencies. Just about everything in the red, which I'll show you. But what does that mean for the month ahead? Well, let's take a look at the news and the charts, and I'll show you what I'm looking at. So we'll start here looking at the current Dogecoin chart. And here is Doge right around 12.5 cents. And what does this green circle mean? It had my next limit order hit. That's right, I had it at 12.49 based on a tweet from a couple days ago. Someone had that I referenced. I'll show you that. So I did set another limit order sell. And yes, buying more Dogecoin. So bought the dip twice. I'll keep buying Dogecoin, but it keeps dipping. And will we see more dips? We're going to take a look at that as well. But overall, this is what we have with Doge, another pullback. And look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin came down below 57,000, came all the way to 56.6. So could that be the bottom of this correction? We'll be looking at that as well. So for Doge going forward, look, the whole crypto market is down just about. We've got Optimism starting to come back. Atom is up and a few others. But for the most part, everything else still over the past 24 hours is in the red. This is what we looked at a couple days ago, or a few days ago. We looked at Kevin, and unfortunately, Dogecoin could not get the bounce back week we were looking for, and in fact is now closing its lowest weekly candle in almost 2 months. A retest of 12.5 to 13 cents seems likely now. This was on April 28th, and I showed you guys this. This is what Kevin was looking at. And he said, look, it wasn't his most popular tweet because everyone was saying, oh, it's not going to drop that low. Well, guess what? It did, and he was right. So, that's where we are right now, and it did play itself out on the charts here, where Dogecoin did come down to that level. Let's look at the 4-hour chart, and we're like, that is this purple line that I had as well, that came all the way back here from 19th of March, was that 12.5 cent line, and also that dip all the way back from 5th of March. So we had shown this on the chart. We said this was a possibility after 14 cents was breached. And so that's why I had another limit order set right here, looking at that next dip down, and it did hit that price. Well, what does that mean? Well, that means we had liquidations, and the liquidations were big across crypto. Big ones in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even Doge. That's right, $14 million in liquidations. And on the hourly, this is what we had. 1 hour alone, over $3 million on the long side liquidated this morning. And then that followed up with another $800,000. So as the price is going down, the traders are like hitting like leverage long, leverage long, leverage long. It's not going to drop lower, and then it does drop lower. So that's what we have happening. So yeah, Kevin wasn't so popular, but he was right on. Overall, when we're looking at Bitcoin, this is what Rob says. Look, we had 7 months, and this is on the monthly chart. 7 large green monthly candles for Bitcoin. So April did pull back. That looks a bit bearish engulfing there on the monthly chart. And so May so far is already down. But look, I've showed this before. In previous bull cycles, there have been pullbacks from 10, 20, 30, and up to even 40% pullbacks have happened in the past. This pullback, it was on April 25th, this was 19%. Now it's down to about 22, 23% on this pullback. It's not unreasonable to see this. And in fact, on this run, we've already seen 23%. So the overall trend has not changed. This is a pullback. And I know it's scary, right? It's like you're seeing your portfolio go down. This is crypto, though. This is how crypto works. You gotta have the diamond hands. You gotta be able to hold through this. I know some of you are just like, yeah, I'm just selling, getting out. Well, then you could miss out on future gains. And again, as we talked about last week, right? We talked about chop, right? Remember that live stream where it was all about the chop? Well, this is what we have happening with Bitcoin. Mags is looking at chop going forward. And that chop could actually last through the summer. And I said that yesterday in my video, if you guys were watching that, through the summer. And then we see the big breakout most likely in the fall. And yes, that is I'm not the only one saying that, but we could see some gains coming back up higher on the monthly. Well, how has Bitcoin performed? Well, if we go in the 4-year cycles, 2020, Bitcoin was up 9.5%. Go to 2016, 18%. So Bitcoin has performed well in the past. Now, 2021 was a big decline in Bitcoin because of like Tesla, like stopping using Bitcoin for car purchases. We had the Chinese like halting mining, all happened in 2021. 2022, we had the Luna crash, which went May and then was followed up in June with Celsius and Voyager and all those. So that was a bad couple months, but that was the bear market. Now we're coming into early bull. What is that going to mean for the month of May going forward? So that's what we're going to be looking at as far as Doge now. Dogecoin price prediction May 2024. The cryptocurrency market is undergoing another correction as we say goodbye to April. What's happening? The latest plunge could be due to slow inflows into spot Bitcoin ETFs, due to investor fears fueled by rising geopolitical tensions, high inflation, fading expectations of an interest rate cut. So all of that, so the macroeconomic news is not great, as we've been saying right now. And so it's being taken out of the cryptocurrency market. That's where the pain is. So this article was written a couple days ago, and they were saying, when Doge was at 14.4, they were expecting that to continue to trade until the first week of May, and then probably falling down to about 12.5 cents by the end of May. Well, we have now seen that. So I am expecting a bounce back from that going forward here. So May 2024 price prediction, look out for these price targets. What do we have for Doge? Doge's price has been known to register a positive return in the 5th month over the past few years. May 2021 was, of course, epic for Doge in the first part of May, and then not so good in the second half, and we all remember that. But in 2017, 2019 were very good. 2022, of course, pulled back along with Bitcoin with the Terra Luna crash. So last year, Doge's price held firm over the course of May. The market was just recovering. So what do we see coming forward here? Look, we had the Bitcoin halving just a few weeks ago. I told you guys we were going to see a lull in the market after the Bitcoin halving. That's when you should be buying crypto, of which I am now. As I said, that's when we would be seeing dips in the market, and we are experiencing that now. Now, the last Bitcoin halving, Dogecoin did not initiate a significant move until February 2021. I pulled that back actually to December, because it was really the end of December 2020 when we saw that first move and tick up of volume in Doge, and then it was the end of January when it began its big run. So let's call it 6 months after the 4-year event. If Doge does that again, then a significant rally might not happen next month, meaning now May. Instead, Doge might wait until November, which I pull back to October, before it starts producing the kind of staggering moves that it did in 2021. History alone cannot determine the price action, though. That's why we look on chain, we look at the volume. In 2021, when that Doge rally began, the volume ticked up over $6 billion of volume. Right now we're under $1 billion in volume. So the interest in Dogecoin is not anywhere near where it was back then. We also have a lot more interest in other meme coins, meme tokens that we didn't have back then. So that's going to play a part in interest in Doge. But I say, once Doge starts running, that interest is going to come back, and it's going to come back fast because it's going to be everywhere. But we have to wait. Until then, well, we're not going to see a big 3x or 4x, 5x of volume, most likely in May. So it's going to be mild gains and sideways movement. To be realistic, Doge might not be able to produce that kind of performance. During the previous bull cycle, there weren't as many meme coins sharing liquidity with Doge as there are now. As such, the price of Doge might climb. Targets in a highly bullish scenario might stay between 18 and 22 cents. So that's what we'll go to the daily chart. We look and see where Dogecoin is. We had this big run up from late February where Doge was still down at 8 cents, and we were buying Doge then. Big run up. Some might see that as a shoulder. This is a big head, and we could see a shoulder all the way back down. Somebody mentioned that. We'll be seeing 8-cent Doge again. I don't see that. I see us bouncing off of this support here and then moving up forward, and then we are going to chop. So this is what I think that we'll be seeing in terms of the price of Doge coming forward, that we would be seeing a sort of a choppiness back up to 14-cent range, and then by the middle of the month, maybe coming up 16, chop back down, and then maybe by the end of the month, we'll be right around 17 cents again. That's probably what this is going to look like. Will we see a dip that comes back down to below 12 cents and tests like $11.99? We could see that as well. If you're going to have another limit order set, that would be it. And I will be setting a limit order for $11.99 as well, just in case that happens, to pick up some more cheap Dogecoin. So let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about May price prediction for Doge, and are you holding on? Are you scared of the correction that's happening? Where do you stand there? Give the video a like if you haven't already. Please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.